won't be too long until we fly again very soon in the upcoming months, as next year we'll be flying from Manchester Airport as we're finally flying across the Atlantic to the city that never sleeps. That's right, we're off to New York next.
Well, here we go then everyone, this is the vlog that we have all been waiting for. Welcome along to vlog number 181 of the series, and tomorrow it is officially travel day. 19 and a half years later, the wait is finally over as we are setting our sights for a 4-night city break over at New York in America. It's the first time that we're flying over to the USA indeed, and we're going to be doing plenty of sightseeing, exploring the city, checking out its major attractions and going up some of their skyscrapers to get some brilliant sightings. We'll be flying from Manchester Airport in the early morning, so let's all get prepared for what will be a long day of travel, plus many more exciting stuff to come in this New York City Break vlog.
Well guys, welcome to Manchester Airport. We have just arrived at car park 3. We're currently on the 3rd floor and it is the car park that is right next door to Terminal 2. So assuming we don't have to take a bus to get to the terminal, as just behind me there is a bridge link.
So across the bridge we go from the car park, and looks like we are already in Airport Terminal 2. We literally just parked the car as well. Just like with every other airport experience, we're going to make our way through to departures. This is the first time that we're flying from Manchester Airport, and it's the first time that we're flying Aer Lingus. This will be our airline that will be travelling to and from Manchester and New York. So with the check-in now concluded, let's make our way through the security check.
Well then, just got through security, which definitely took some time, although we did try to get a little early, but... Oh yeah, you have. Well, we didn't get in because we were 3 hours before our flight goes.
Well, you wanted, so it's all his passport and everything. Not letting anyone get in our It's an absolute freak.
And we do have a bit of an issue. We know it's Friday the 13th, we can't do much about it, but the flight that we're catching is now delayed by 3 hours, so we're not expecting to leave now until around 5 o'clock, so we still now have another 5 to 6 hours to wait.
In case that we're not joking around, look at the departure board carefully and you'll find out that our flight is not going to leave now until 5:30. So, as we're slowly going up the escalator, we're going to go find somewhere to sit in the departure zone. World Duty Free shop is quite tiny, but Manchester Airport Terminal 2 is very nice looking. Reminds me of Yarndale a little bit.
There's our flight there. We are on EI045 1450 Aer Lingus bound for New York JFK. What's interesting is we're not all getting on that one flight because Alan and Lowen are... Oh, it just gone off screen. So Alan and Lowen are getting on the 1350 flight to Dublin EI209, and once they're at Dublin they connect onto another flight which goes to the same airport as us. So by the looks of it, they're leaving bang on time at 1:55 and we're not leaving until around 5:30, but it could be a lot worse. So at the moment they are expecting to get a 3.5 hour head start on us. So this race in New York is running truly on now. We're not too sure who's going to get there first.
Right, time for lunch? Let's go get some lunch. We are going to get some food over at the Great Northern Market, just opposite us, where we're going to get our hands on some few chips, chicken and a pepperoni pizza on offer. So whilst Alan and Moller are getting their hands on some chips and chicken goulons, Lowen and I are going to share a pepperoni pizza each. It's now time to say goodbye to Lowen and Alan as they are walking over to their gate for their flight over to Dublin. So you've now joined us at the A zone at Manchester Airport, where Lowen and Alan's flight is going to be departing at the very end at gate A11. While also waiting, let's do a bit of plane spotting and see what we can find. First up, we've got a Turkish Airlines Airbus A321neo landing in from Istanbul, an EasyJet A320neo which has landed from Malaga. On the opposite gate, we got an Airbus A320 for EasyJet going to Geneva. In the distance, we can see a Ryanair 737 taking off for Prague in Czech Republic. And there she is, taking off for Dubai, the Emirates Big Bird A380. And the Aer Lingus plane that is just arriving in from Dublin is actually Alan and Lowen's flight over to Dublin. So now it's time for them to say their goodbyes as they board the aircraft. Off they go. The New York race is now well and truly on.
Well, that was fun while it lasted. They're off now, so it just leaves us two, Mum and the auntie, a 3.5 hour wait to get on our aircraft to JFK. Hopefully I'll do plenty of video footage. It would be nice for the vlog, wouldn't it? If not, I'm going to cry.
So as we slowly make our way back to our waiting area, we thought of a brand new idea for this vlog, and we're going to be calling it Uno Flipping Around New York City. The aim of the challenge is to play as many Uno flips at many areas on our New York City break as we can, starting off in round 1, Manchester Airport Terminal 2, Departure Zone.
Have 15, Angie. What can you do?
Have 20.
Oh, clever play that.
20 cards, Milo.
Uno.
What one doesn't realise, although she's on Uno, she's revealing her winning card
See,
and
Uno.
we've got it on camera.
Who got it? You need to change it off, Red.
It's good thing Anna's not playing this game.
You
won.
Game over, and it looks like Angie is our first winner. Many more Uno flips to be coming up in this vlog. Now let's see how Alan and Lowen are getting on. In the meantime, Lowen and Alan has officially taken off from Manchester Airport as they're now heading over to Dublin, which should take less than an hour.
So guys, just a little update. Alan and Lowen has just arrived at Dublin. They're probably connecting onto the JFK flight now. Speaking of which, our gate is now confirmed. Where are we?
B10.
B10. We're going to head over there now and finally, at long last, get on our aircraft. So we took the lift out to the ground floor and we're now at gate B10 and our flight details has just popped up on the screen. So after a further wait, our aircraft is now finally boarded. So now it's time to jump on the shuttle bus and start heading towards our aircraft. So whilst we're heading towards our plane, let's have a look and see what Anna and Lowen are up to now. So it turns out they have just left Dublin Airport on the JFK bound flight, so that means they're already going to be winning this competition as we are just arriving at our aircraft now, which will be taking us over to New York. Oh, so off the bus then, and here we are. This is our aircraft that's going to fly us all the way over to New York. 7 hours we've been waiting for this flight, so let's finally get on. Very cosy interior, isn't it? Our plane seating configuration is in a 2+4+2, which is a lot bigger compared to other aircrafts we've been on. Since this is a longer flight, we have got the TVs.
Oh, I'm so happy, Louie. We have got only my favourite series, well, 2 series, and just like that, about 4 women in New York. So I'm going to watch a few of them, and then the best programme ever,
In your opinion?
Motherland.
There is many stuff to do on the TVs, like watching your favourite movies, shows, and you can also play a few games on there as well. Anyways, our time has finally come. We're now finally getting out of Manchester Airport. We're currently taxiing, and with a little transformation, we are now taking off bound for New York. After a long last, we are finally out of Manchester Airport. It feels like we've just lasted the whole day here. Anyways, our flight time today should take 7 hours and 15 minutes, and our highest cruising altitude will be 38,000 feet. Manchester is already sparkling from below. Looks beautiful. So with a long flight ahead of us, let's get settled in and watch some movies. A bit of Lightning McQueen and the Piston Cup. Ka-chow. I've also watched the Mario movie and Monsters University, a blast from the past. We've also played Uno with Milo, and it looks like we are now getting ready to touch down at New York John F. Kennedy Airport. After a very long flight, we have finally made it to the States.
finally landed. Welcome everyone to New York. So now it's time to get off, and it looks like we got a little peek inside its business class. Now it's time to step off the plane.
Guys, we've made it. We have finally made it to JFK. Blimey, that was a long flight, and it has such been a long day of travelling as well. I'm knackered. And the first thing I'm looking forward to is get into the city centre, get in the hotel room, and go straight to bed.
So let's get ourselves into the main centre of New York, and I thought we'll get the air train towards Jamaica, and then we'll get on a subway train that will take us along to our final destination. Right now, we're currently at JFK Airport, Terminal 7, and our train towards Jamaica has just arrived onto the platform, aka Track in America. So after an enjoyable 10-minute fast journey on the air train, we have now arrived at Jamaica Station, where we'll transfer over to the Line E subway train. It's the first time that we're seeing these. As it comes onto the platform, here is our E train that will take us along to our destination at 48th Street.
We got ourselves into a bit of a panic situation because we currently joined us at Union Turnpike, Kew Gardens, not where we're supposed to be, but we got off a bit too soon because we panicked a little. I can hear you laughing. We got off too soon because we weren't sure. The train that we were on was meant to stop at 48th Street. We panicked, then we got off and we thought we'd wait for the next train, but it turns out we were actually on the right train, so now we've got to wait for another 5 minutes for the next E train to come take us along to 48th Street, and then we should finally get to the hotel room then.
So this is the first time we're actually navigating the New York subway system, and it turns out that the E train does not serve 48th Street. So the nearest station we'll have to get off at is 42nd Street, and we'll have to walk for the next 15 to 20 minutes to our hotel room.
Oh well then guys, we finally made it to our terminus, so that's going to be enough tube riding for today. So let's make our way out the station.
Here's a fun fact, it has literally been 22 hours ago since we've woken up in the UK. As we're finally stepping out of the subway system, here is our first sightings of New York City. Take a look at that. So as we continue walking towards our apartment, it looks like we can now see Times Square. If we were here a little earlier, we could have gone down and have a look, but we'll check that out at some point tomorrow. But for now, we have finally arrived at our hotel room. The other guests are waiting for us, so let's go inside and go to bed at long last.
I've got you some mango.
Right now we're currently in the elevator going up to our hotel room, which is room number 609, which is on the 6th floor. Well, morning everyone. It's our first full day in the big city. We forgot to show you guys a bit of a room tour because it was a little bit too late to do it last night, so I thought we'll take you around the room and show you what our apartment is like.
So in this room here, we've got me and Alan sleeping in the same room, just because we don't snore. Morning, Angie. We've got our bathroom here with a toilet, with a shower. We've got 2 bedrooms here. I'm sure Angie sleeps there, Milo and Mom sleeps on that side. And in here, we've got a nice little living area. We've got ourselves a nice settee, a TV, and the brothers over there are just eating their brekkies, and soon I'll be getting my Lucky Charms. Breakfast is officially served. Anyway, so the room tour now done, we're going to show you all of the exciting things that we're going to be doing today. In a moment, we'll be heading to the Empire State Building to check out the brilliant views of New York on top. Then we'll be getting a train to Grand Central, checking out its brilliant station concourse. Then we'll get on another train to Little Italy and Chinatown to check out some of the stuff there. And then we'll be walking along Times Square at night, visiting the M&M World and going on the red steps in the middle of the centre. We are now on the city streets, and right now we're currently walking over to our first skyscraper, the Empire State Building. It should be a half an hour walk, so it won't be too far away, and we'll see you there in a bit. And in the distance ahead, it looks like we can now see the Empire State Building. We're getting a lot closer to it now.
There it is, the Empire State Building. We are nearly at the main entrance now. It's a massive building at 100 floors high up at the top. That is where we're going to be going up to.
The Empire State Building has a total of 102 available floors. That is way more than Sky Garden and the show that we've been to previously. Getting up to the observation deck is one very fast lift ride away. Before the quick elevator ride, we've got some history and a little exhibition of the Empire State Building, when it was built, the fun facts about it, and a lot more. Here's a little timeline of the Empire State Building when it was under construction. "95 years ago was when the Empire State Building was first opened in 1931. That's a fun fact for you all.
These are all the different films that have been filmed on the Empire State Building.
In the next room, we got ourselves a wall of fame with all of the famous celebrities and pop stars who have visited the Empire State Building, including the likes of Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, for tonight's show starring Jimmy Fallon, Ariana Grande and BTS, lighting it up like dynamite. Afterwards, it was finally the time we have been waiting for. It's now time to get on the elevator and go very fast up towards the observation deck.
Elevator GT.
And you get to see it built. Keep your arms and legs inside and keep your eyes open. See those hot rivets flying through the air? Nice catch, Lou! Get those planks out of the way, huh? Oh, hey, watch it! We're coming up here! Hey, Bucky, you gonna ride that thing all day? Do something useful, will ya? All right, we're coming up to the 80th floor. You're headed to the top of the Empire State Building right here in the heart of New York City.
And in less of a minute, we have now arrived on the 80th floor, and now it's time to check out those brilliant New York views. These are the views in the Brooklyn direction. If you can see it very carefully, the Statue of Liberty. We are seeing some magnificent views right now, but we are not on the top floor just yet.
You got a 5-minute walk or 20 minutes in the elevator.
Walk 6 floors up, you got a 20 minutes wait for the elevators.
Told you that.
Well, I think it's fair to say we do walk up 6 flights of stairs every day, so I think we'll take the stairs up to the 86th floor.
So we're now on the 86th floor. What's up here, you may ask? Well, there's a viewing deck outside, so this is a good chance to get some really good photographs. It looks like we can see so many things for tens of miles away from here. On this floor there are some binoculars to zoom into some of the buildings, including this one here with people literally standing on the edge.
Honestly, it feels like you just want to stay up on this building for hours because the views you get on top of this level is absolutely extraordinary. What do you think, Al?
Really good, really nice. Lovely living. Lovely views.
What we're going to do now is we're still going to get to our next destination. We're going to get the lift back down to the ground level and then we'll be heading towards Chinatown and Little Italy.
So that's it from the Empire State Building. It has been a brilliant visit. So it's now time to get the elevator back down to the ground level.
monsieur. Merci. 감사합니다. Thank you.
And here we are, back down on the ground level.
Guys, we've just got off the number 7 train at Grand Central now. So what we're going to do, since this is a really popular tourist destination, not just a train station, we're going to go outside and get ourselves a little selfie outside of the station, and then we will continue our way over towards Little Italy.
So we've just came up on the escalator from the subway level, and here it is right now. It's officially Grand Central Station. It's grand and central. Here's a better view off the balcony. So now we're going to take the staircase down to the dining concourse and we'll see what we have down here. Afterwards, we took the escalator from the other side of the dining concourse, and then we suddenly bumped into this store.
New York transit system, eh?
Also have a little look inside of here, and we're so glad we have, because there's a cute little miniature railway inside. And here is probably the best time to get ourselves some new clothes. This is my final purchase, which is the New York subway map around Manhattan.
And I thought we'll have one little peek outside of the Grand Central Station building. Honestly, what a view. Definitely worth coming out of the underground for a few moments to check out this magnificent station. Right, let's get back on the train.
So now we transferred from the 7 line to the 4 line, where this train will take us along to Canal Street, for Little Italy and Chinatown.
Right, didn't do much filming on the subway because the trains were actually quite busy even at this time in the afternoon. It's only 3 o'clock and the trains are already getting crowded already. Anyways, we've just gotten off at Canal Street and we are currently going towards Chinatown and Little Italy. And what's something associated with Italian food? Pepperoni pizza? Maybe that's what I'll have this lunchtime. So let's go over there now.
So as we continue walking down the main busy streets, we have arrived at a little pizzeria where we'll grab one big slice of pepperoni pizza from Baby John's Pizzeria. And just look at how massive this pizza looks. Double the size of a Domino's one.
Oh my god, I am full. I know it's just one pizza slice, but that was probably the biggest pizza slice that I haven't from Baby John's. Anyways, we're not just there just for the pizza. Let's continue exploring this area.
Now in Chinatown, Louis. We've been to Little Italy and now we're walking around Chinatown.
As we continue exploring the area, we have come across this car park you might have never seen before.
The car, you go in and then they move it up so you can have more cars in a smaller space. How cool is that?
Well, we get an even better view of the car park at the South Soho Bar, where we're going to be sitting down for a few moments, grab a drink and play the second round of Uno Flipping around New York City. And look who's playing this one today.
Got red.
He's not showing anything.
Black Milo.
Gameplay. And now she can't play. And I
Why
want.
is he explaining the rules? I don't know, Lauren, but it's over now. Marlo has won the second edition of Uno Flipping around New York City at Little Italy.
Alan is loving life, flipping Uno.
Well, there we go then. It turns out that Marlo has won the second instalment of Uno Flipping around New York City. Happy days.
Anyways, that's our time here done at Little Italy and the Chinatown. We're going to head back to the hotel now and get prepared for later tonight. So let's catch the subway. We'll catch you in a bit. For the first time in this New York vlog, we are now walking along Times Square. Full of colour, full of character, and full of music. But before we continue any further, we're going to stop by at New York's very own M&M World. Escalator wasn't working, funny enough, and we are now on the second floor. Let's see what we can find up here, and there is many stuff, including plenty of merchandise, different type of M&M sweeties, and of course we cannot miss out on the pick and mix. I think I know what it's time for now. Let's fill up those bags with M&Ms. Some Skittles in there as well. Thought they taste really nice. There's also the M&M Statue of Liberty on the second floor. Now it's time to go back down to the ground level and pay for our M&Ms. For Skittles. That's shopping done for today. Got myself some M&Ms. They did cost quite a bit for the amount of oxes. It is $7.95 that we rounded it up. Anyways, let's go and finally get some dinner because we are getting quite hungry. So let's find somewhere to eat around Times Square. America's famous chocolate bar being advertised on the billboard, the Hershey's chocolate bar. Even a massive Mackey's advert on top of a Mackey's. And just above is what New York's Times Square is most famous for, the ball drop on the New Year's. Walking across the road, but we can just see on the window upstairs from Cane's is the restaurant that we're going to be eating at tonight, and it's called Beef Bubba Gump. Cross over this road and we should be inside shortly. So here is our first look inside of the Bubba Gump restaurant, and doesn't it look fancy? So as we sit down at our tables, let's enjoy some food here. Straight after we finished our food, it's now time for another game of Uno flipping around New York City. Let's see who will be the winner this time. The cards continue to stack themselves, and Angie ends up drawing 4 cards. At least it's not 20 like Marla last time. Anyways, since we're just getting the bill now, we will shortly head back out and we'll explore more around Times Square. Possibly have another game of Uno flipping around NYC on the red sets. So after we finished our dinner, we went straight back out on the Times Square street, and this time we're going to everyone's favourite picnic area, the Red Steps. And it's now time for another edition of Uno flipping around New York City, the 4th game now, and this time it's being played on the Red Steps in Times Square. I stood no chance at winning with the amount of cards I had in my hands, and I couldn't defend myself, so I had to pick up another 10 cards. Well, that's another game of Uno Flip coming to an end, and Lowen has gone back to back. Can he make it a hat-trick? We will find out very soon, because that is the end of night 2. We still got loads of more stuff to come on this New York special, so stay tuned for day 3, and we'll catch you in the next morning, and we'll talk about what we're going to be doing for that occasion. Have a good night, y'all.
We're going to do a surprise at Hard Rock Cafe later for Angela, and say it's her birthday, so they all come over and start singing to her. Watch this space.
Well, morning everyone, day number 3, and it looks like Alan has found the football channel. Watching a bit of the FA Cup between Birmingham City and Leeds United.
Today expecting to be full of entertainment because we'll be watching basketball. We've also got a bunch of surprises coming today as well. Here's what we're doing today on the list. Anyways, let's get the day started as we'll shortly head down to Central Park.
Just in front of us right now as we're walking down the city streets is Central Park, home of the Central Park Zoo and the ice rink that we'll be seeing shortly.
This is a lovely part of New York, isn't it? And just in front of us, I think we can just see it behind the fence. There it is, that's the ice rink, and we'll shortly going to be heading down and get ourselves on that ice rink. Hopefully we don't fall over. So we're now approaching the entrance to New York's Central Park ice rink, which is known as the Rollman Rink. And this is what it looks like from the outside. So let's get ourselves inside of the warm temperatures and get our ice skating shoes at the ready.
So let's get our hour session of ice skating started, and it certainly looks like a busy one. Here are some of the highlights of our experience on the ice rink, including a few slipovers on some of us. Don't laugh too hard. Lauren takes an immediate slip, like we've literally done ice skating 2 months ago in Malvern.
I'm somewhat getting better. I know it's a different ice rink, but I'm actually getting a little quicker than I was originally before. Next up we've got Alan trying to navigate the route.
I made it all the way round!
Well, you've made it the whole way round, but you end up tripping over at the very last hurdle. But now that we've finished with our ice skating experience, I thought we'll have a quick game of Uno flipping around New York before carrying on to our next location, just to cheer Alan up. Alan is absolutely screwing. Only 3 cards drawn though. It could have been a lot worse.
Is it a matching number or symbol? No. Is it a matching colour? No. Is it a card you can play? Of course it isn't.
It wasn't Marla who won. Angie takes the victory as her phone falls out of her pocket while she was celebrating. First of all, how could you let that girl trip you over like that?
She done me, she fouled me. She needs to be sent off for that red card. She tripped me up, deliberate foul, deliberate violent conduct, red card, off. Little rat.
Secondly, how would you sum up that Uno flip game?
Flip that.
So that will be it from Central Park for this vlog, as we're now going to be getting some lunch. We was originally going to do the Roosevelt Tramway as well, but that isn't open on the Sunday, unfortunately. So we're going to get some food now at Little Italy Pizza. Thought I'll do a little showcase inside of here, showing what's inside of the little restaurant.
So let's all sit back now and enjoy this delicious looking pizzas.
So guys, we've just came out of Little Italy Pizza not too long ago, and we've literally just checked this. Unfortunately, the Roosevelt Tramway isn't open today. Anyways, we're now going to get on a subway train along to Brooklyn, as we're going to be watching a bit of basketball. And we're going to be watching the team known as
The Harlem Globetrotters.
So this time we'll be getting on the Q train, which will take us over to Brooklyn for the first time, where we'll be watching the Harlem Globetrotters basketball at the Barclays Center. Now this journey was interesting as we were crossing over the Manhattan Bridge on an overground part of the subway. We also saw the Brooklyn Bridge, which we'll be crossing over tomorrow, and here we are at our destination of Atlantic Avenue.
Oh, that was a nice ride, wasn't it, guys? Yeah, I do like an express route, but I wasn't expecting the train to cross over the wooden bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it was Brooklyn Bridge.
No, it definitely wasn't Brooklyn because it was right on the opposite side of the window. We did capture it on film as well. But for now, let's get out of the station and get to the arena. Oh, there it is. Just in the distance ahead is the Barclays Centre, where we will be watching the Globetrotters play basketball very shortly. Without any further ado, let's cross the road, get ourselves inside, get cozy and watch some basketball.
So welcome inside the Barclays Centre, and there it is down at the bottom, the basketball court. So let's now take our seats and wait for the game to start. So the Harlem Globetrotters is not your normal game of basketball where we'll be seeing loads of exhibition trick shots, plenty of random events that will get the crowd on their feet, and plenty of music sing-alongs and lots of surprises in store. And it looks like Lowen has got his hands on some new merch, a Globetrotters basketball. So the first quarter has just started. There is a total of 4 quarters playing for 10 minutes. Let's see how we get on. Now time for a funny random event. Number 31 Hammer is the main showman here, and he's lifting up a child like it's a trophy. This is Big G, one of Harlem Globetrotters' mascots, putting on a show before the second quarter begins.
Go on, lads.
And this is how you celebrate getting a score in front of thousands of fans.
Gotta be quick.
And that concludes the second quarter. Only 1 point separates two teams here, with the Harlem Globetrotters on 62, Washington Generals on 61.
Currently at half time now. We just had an incredible dance group coming on for the next few moments. Let's see how the other guys are up to watching Wicked at the theatre.
Right now we're currently joining Myla as they are at the Gershwin Theatre back over at Manhattan, where they're going to be watching Wicked. Here are some videos that were sent over by them to add onto this vlog. And this were their seats inside of the theatre, up on the balcony. They saved the best seats in the house for this moment. Now back over in Brooklyn, the third quarter of the basketball game has just gone underway. Here's Globetrotters number 40, Wham. No, not Last Christmas, Rock Middleton. Wham is his nickname.
Make some noise if you want some popcorn! Oh, yes! I feel like Oprah, Mr. Rep. You get some popcorn!
So the popcorn he took from that kid called him down to the main basketball court, and then he gave him a massive bag of popcorn, which is bigger than his size. Honestly, I don't have a clue what's happening in half of these moments, but it's incredibly funny.
Here comes the American-Mexican wave. We're coming down to the last 10 seconds of this basketball match, and the score is literally tied on 103. And what a way to seal a last-second victory as the Harlem Globetrotters win with 105 points to 103's Washington Generals. Alright guys, that's the end of the basketball game. Did you enjoy that, guys?
Yes, mate, brilliant.
We got so many good clips, really good basketball skills, plenty of unexpected scenes. Well, it is a big queue getting out of here now, and I think the subway is going to be quite busy. Let's check on the others and see how they're doing at Wicked at the moment. We're going to get on the subway and head towards the Manhattan direction. So this is Marlo Mom's and Angie's experience at Wicked, and their show has just come to an end as well. Good timing that. So we are back out on the Times Square Plaza again, as this time we're now going for dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe, also to throw an early birthday surprise for Angie. So let's get ourselves inside and check out this restaurant. So we're now going to our bar table, and this restaurant looks absolutely massive. There's even a stage on that side. Dinner tonight was very tasty as well. Here's the top shop for all of us eating our lovely dinners. And you know what you're here for. Let's get to the special surprise. And just before we wrap up tonight, we nearly forgot to do Uno flipping around New York. So let's have another round here right now.
Great game, man, isn't it?
We didn't even flip the deck this match, as Marlo gets his second win of Uno Flip. There's still plenty of more chances for all of us to win a game on this New York City break. Well, morning everyone. Day number 4 of our New York City break. This has been going really quick, hasn't it? It has been snowing last night as well, and we are expecting this one is going to be a very long day. We've got to get our walking shoes out ready, get ourselves warm, because we've got a lot on today. Here's what we've got in store.
Day 4 will see us cross the Brooklyn Bridge before getting on a ferry that will take us along to Liberty Island, where we will be exploring the Statue of Liberty. Afterwards, we'll head back into Manhattan and we'll check out the One World Observatory.
But firstly, to get there, we need to get the subway to Brooklyn Bridge. So let's get over there now.
So we're now getting a ride on the newer underground trains running on the C line, which will take us along to High Street in Brooklyn, where we'll be alighting for the Brooklyn Bridge crossover.
So welcome back to Brooklyn, as we're just exiting the High Street Underground station, and we can just see the Manhattan Bridge just up ahead. We crossed Staten Bridge the other day, but that's not the bridge that we're crossing today, as we're going to the other bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, we already had breakfast at the hotel room, so let's go to the actual Brooklyn Bridge, which I believe I can just see it up ahead.
And there it is in the distance, the Brooklyn Bridge, which will be crossing over very shortly. But right after we checked out the small little town called Dumbo, famously known as Down Under the Manhattan Bridge Overpass. A popular iconic photo shot for tourists, and we'll shortly get dinner before we carry on.
So then guys, that is our time here spent at a little town called Dumbo with the Manhattan Bridge. Just looking behind there, we just stopped by to get some food before crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, which is on that side over there. We'll be crossing over the bridge in just a few moments time.
So it is finally time to cross the Brooklyn Bridge. Let's see what great views we'll get crossing this bridge today. On the opposite side is the Manhattan Bridge. We crossed that same bridge on the Q train yesterday. And there it is again. The Statue of Liberty can be seen from up here. We'll be checking that out later today. Also on the bridge, you can buy certain products for the great price of just $5. I decided to get one of these new hats, but what colour?
Well guys, we're currently halfway through crossing Brooklyn Bridge. We stopped by for a few minutes as we finally got another purchase. A new New York green and black hat. Anyway, let's continue.
Then we crossed this part of the bridge with a lot of hair bubbles and padlocks attached. And just like that, we are now back over in Manhattan. Just this downhill slope now, and we're back on the main city streets.
There we go then guys, we have officially just crossed the Brooklyn Bridge. Around half an hour ago we was all the way back over at the Brooklyn stage, and here we are. 30 minutes later we are now back in Manhattan. Still to come though, we will be checking out the Statue of Liberty and the One World Observatory.
So we've now made it to Battery Park. It feels like it's been a long walk so far, but we're not finished just yet.
Wow, that felt like a long walk, hasn't it? We started our walking journey all the way back at High Street in Brooklyn, crossed over the bridge, and it turns out we have just made it to the Battery, aka Battery Park, where very shortly we're going to be jumping on a ferry and we're going to be heading over to the Statue of Liberty. Well, we're getting closer and closer to the Statue of Liberty over there. We'll be heading over there in just a few moments, whilst we are now waiting for our ferry that will take us towards the Statue of Liberty.
It hasn't been long since we got ourselves through security, and it looks like our city cruise has just arrived from Liberty Island. So this will be ours towards the Statue of Liberty. So let's climb on board. We were lucky to get some available seats up on the top deck as we're now leaving Battery Park, heading towards Liberty Island. And look who is back from their hiatus. The seagull makes a grand return. It's funny how the seagull is travelling at the exact same pace as the city cruise is. Anyways, we're now getting closer to the Liberty Island as we can now see the Statue of Liberty just in front of us now.
That boat ride felt like it didn't last long at all, hasn't it? I know, calm down. We've literally just been in the store and I thought I'd wear it for the sake of it. But anyways, you now join us on Liberty Island, and in a few moments we're going to be heading over to the Statue of Liberty. We've got an hour here, so let's explore the island while we're at it.
So this is it then. It's now time to go inside and go up the Statue of Liberty all the way to the top of the crown. So we're now inside, and to get to the viewing deck we need to either walk up the stairs or wait for the elevator.
Oh Okay, people, you got a 5-10 minute walk, or you got to add the elevator, 20 minutes.
Well, the elevator is already here, so we thought we'd get inside and go up halfway to the viewing deck on the
Everybody's going to be able to look out onto the outdoor observation deck right there. Get a beautiful 360-degree view of New York Harbor.
So after coming out of the elevator and 26 more steps later, we have now made it to the observation deck. And as we look up, that is where we'll be going up to in just a few moments. But before we get ready to go up the spiral staircase, we'll have a few moments checking out these incredible New York views on the observation deck. Now it's time, we are ready to climb the 162 spiral staircase all the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty crown. It's going to be quite tiring, but we're going to make it, I'm sure.
90 steps to go, we've already done 72.
Okay.
Yeah, good maths, let's continue.
It's a long way down from here. Don't drop the phone. And looks like we can see daylight, and that means we have officially made it to the very top of the Statue of Liberty. We're in the crowd now. We are approximately 260 foot high up from the ground level. Look at that view of Manhattan and Brooklyn.
Honestly, I can't feel my back. We have literally walked 162 steps from the halfway mark all the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty's head. It won't be long until we have to walk all the way back down.
When you look up and you see you can obviously see a crown, I imagine it to be really big. I know. I expect it to be like you walk around and it to be like
Well, that was our short time on top of the crowd, and now it's time to head all the way back down to the observation deck. No elevators, just 162 steps to go.
no, fine, we do it again.
Oh, you can, I ain't, but we have just finished coming back down from the top of the crown.
Honestly, I am absolutely exhausted. We have literally just went all the way to the top of the Statue of Liberty crown. We've got some great views as well, but it was quite exhausting walking up and down those stairs. But in a short moment, we're going to be heading back down to the bottom of the Statue of Liberty, and then we'll be heading back over towards Manhattan, where we're going to be doing the One World Observatory.
So that will be it from the observation deck on the Statue of Liberty, as we're now going to head back down the staircase as we head towards the exit.
We close enough to see how tall the statue onto the pedestal.
No. You don't know what they are, these bolts.
So we've just came out of the exit from the Statue of Liberty, and just before we leave Liberty Island, we decided to do one game of Uno flipping around New York with the Statue of Liberty right behind us.
There's a card there, Ange. There's a card there, Ange.
I can't hold them all.
Yes, Sam. Here, go on.
My God.
Yes.
So after game number 7, Milo has took the championship at Liberty Island.
Annoyed how I can't win a game of Uno Flip on a holiday. It's ridiculous, but it's now time to say goodbye to Miss Liberty, as we're now going to get the ferry back over to Manhattan, as we will shortly be going up the One World Observatory.
So we are the final passengers to board the ferry from Liberty Island, as we're now going to be heading back over to Manhattan on the city cruise. Let's say goodbye to the Statue of Liberty, and we will continue.
We're now going to take this short moment to think about all of those people whose lives has been lost in the 9/11 attacks on September the 11th, 2001. The two pools around the area were where the Twin Towers was originally located, one of the world's tallest buildings, until they were destroyed by two planes crashing into them.
It's hard to believe it has been 24.5 years ago since these awful attacks has happened. We thought about coming down here to pay our respects for those people. Since we have just checked out the 9/11 memorial,
I think it's time now to head over to the One World Observatory.
So we're now going to be going up our next skyscraper, which is the One World Observatory. But we're going to take a different entrance as we're going to go via the World Trade Center Westfield Shopping Center. So whilst we continue walking down towards the One World Observatory, we came by one of America's finest Dunkin' Donuts, but we'll grab a snack while we're here. A chocolate sprinkled donut will do just the job.
Oh, we're at the entrance already. We've just been having a little wander around the Westfield, and it looks like we're already getting into the entrance for the World One Observatory. Let's get ourselves inside.
And there it is, the One World Observatory, another tall skyscraper with a fast elevator ride up to level 102 waiting in the wings. And there it is, the elevators. One quick toilet break and we're going to go 102 floors up to the observation deck. And the elevators, wait until you see them. Let's go up.
Welcome to One World Observatory.
Level 102, 1,000 feet high up from the ground level, and wait until you see the great views of New York from up here. Firstly, we got ourselves a little pre-show which you can record, and in less than 2 minutes, these walls will open up and you'll see New York for miles on the 102nd floor. Probably the best entrance you'll ever witness. Let's check this out.
Where a spectacular 360-degree view of the city awaits directly below you.
Check out those sparkling sights of New York. Also to mention that this is higher than the Empire State Building.
Look how small the Statue of Liberty looks. It looks literally like a toy Barbie.
Honestly, it feels like you just want to sit up here for hours or days to come. And that red building in the distance, that over there is the Empire State Building. We've been there a couple of days ago. Just before we came down here to the observation deck, we've been given these iPads which shows the major buildings and attractions when you're pointing your camera towards them. Down at the bottom is Manhattan Bridge, and right next to it is the Brooklyn Bridge from earlier.
Honestly, you just can't take your eyes off those views. From 100 floors up, you get some of the best views of New York from this very tower. Right, let's go get ourselves a snack from the cafe up here on the observation deck.
So up one floor to level 101, where we're just going to grab a drink from the One World Cafe, and also play another edition of Uno Flipping Around New York, this time on the One World Observatory observation deck.
Oh, we're flipping it there.
Flip over to the dark side. The first card is an orange draw 5. Make that a draw 10. Sorry, Milo.
That's a blow, Milo, isn't it? What are you doing there? Purple, you're joking.
Sorry, but we're on the light side, not the dark side.
You know what? Back to you. Back to you. Honestly, this has been the closest I've been to winning a game of Uno Flip on this City Break. And yes, I still haven't won. I've made 3 out of 3 now. Now let's try and get Alan up from the floor.
Call your head then.
Honestly, we're not going to get a view like this again in the morning, because when we wake up it will be our last official day here in New York, and we certainly had a fantastic time exploring all of the major attractions and going up the skyscrapers and riding the subways. Everything that we've done has been absolutely fantastic from start to finish, and it's a shame that it's ending soon. But right now we're currently coming to an end from our visit here at the One World Observatory, as in a very short moment we're going to be getting the lift back down to the ground level and we'll be going for our finals night dinner at the Jamie Gallagher pub. So that was our final view of New York 100 floors up, as we're now getting the elevator back down.
Oh, it is. Pretty fingers, Milo, please.
Thank you for visiting One World Observatory.
What an incredible finale and experience at the One World Observatory. Definitely one not to be forgotten. And it's now time for our final night's dinner at the Jamie Gallagher's bar, home to Liverpool legend Jamie Gallagher himself. So we've just gotten our tables, and just before the food arrives, we're going on a little tour around this bar. This was a nice touch on the mirror, the "You'll Never Walk Alone" logo. Well, it looks like dinner has just arrived, so let's get tucked in while we're at it.
Guys, what a day. It has certainly been a long one, that is for sure. We've been out the hotel room all day doing a lot of walking exercises and checking out all of the major attractions, but tomorrow is going to be our last day before we are getting our flight back to Manchester Airport. So as we're now leaving the Gallagher's, we'll leave you until the next morning. Until then, good night. Well, that's it, people. Day 5, last day. It's time to say goodbye to the apartment, as very soon we'll be heading for home.
Goodbye.
So that is it then. All of our packing has been done, and it's now time to leave our hotel room.
Well then guys, we have just left the hotel room now, so we've got all of this time now until 7 o'clock. That is when our flight back to Manchester leaves from New York. Hopefully we do not have another 4-hour delay, so we've got this much time now to get as much stuff done before we get to JFK Airport. We'll get some breakfast now, we'll do plenty of shopping for some last minute goodies and some souvenirs, and then we'll be getting the train there to JFK. So let's go and get some breakfast at, this will be interesting, Ellen's Stardust Diner. We're going to head over there now.
So this is Ellen's Stardust Diner, where the waitresses don't just give you orders, but they also sing to the hundreds of other customers inside.
So whilst we take our seats, here are some of the performances. A bit of Coldplay to start the day as well.
Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you.
Under the Sea, a Disney classic. Often the waitresses slash singers start their performance on the balcony before coming down to the centre of the diner for the last minute performance. And this is actually our waitress singing right now, to Taylor Swift of course. Afterwards, we have got ourselves a three-way performance. And just right after the confetti has dropped, it looks like our breakfast has just arrived. So let's get tucked in and get ready for some more performances.
Look at that.
So whilst we're eating, it's now time for some more music. That guy looks like he's enjoying his hair massage, doesn't he? And now it's time for some song requests, and this is Milo's. And the waitress came over to sing to them.
You got me down on my knees, please tell me what you think I've done wrong. Been humble, been loyal, I tried to swallow my pride out loud. If you could just explain us,
If you want it to be raining straws in here, it's time for a sing-along to Backstreet Boys. And now it's time for the grand finale, and this should be a wicked final. No one mourns the wicked. Now that's what I call a wicked finale to our breakfast at Ellen's Stardust Diner.
Honestly, I have never experienced a diner like that before. What a fantastic way to have our last breakfast in New York. And I may as well say that was the best place that we've eaten so far. I wish we stayed there for a little longer, but we got to do a little bit of shopping now, as we are currently going to be heading over to Macy's to grab some last minute goodies and some souvenirs before we head to the airport.
So let's do a bit of shopping before we get the train, and we'll stop by at the world's largest retail store known as Macy's, which has 10 floors from the lower ground all the way up to the 9th floor. This shop is absolutely massive. One of the main products that we bought from this store is a new handbag for Angie, which cost about $200.
So we just had a little look around the Macy's store, and she's bought something for over $200, a new bag for us to carry around. I'm still trying to look for the stuff that I want, but the others are doing their shopping elsewhere, so let's see how they're getting along near Times Square.
Right now, we currently join the others as they're having a look around and waiting to buy their products in Midtown Comics. So they're currently upstairs looking at the Funko Pop aisle, and Marlo has got his hands on one of these, but which one has he got?
Midtown Comics right behind the camera, and I just bought myself and Blood Pennywise from Welcome to Derry in 360 time. And I think this one might be rare, so Yeah, that's what I got.
Following on, you've now joined us back on the Times Square red steps. We've just finished doing our bit of shopping and I bought some few stuff. So let's show you what we've got. I've got my hands on a brand new New York City shirt, and straight after that we decided to went into the Hard Rock Cafe and bought myself this brand new blue hoodie with a zipper. $65 it cost, but luckily it was half price, so I only got it for $32.50. And she's got her hands on a brand new bag from the Macy's store. Marlo's got himself a new Stardust Diner shirt from earlier.
And lastly, Lowen has got some Lego building towers to do at home. Anyways, let's go for a quick drink and then we'll head to the airport.
Isn't he a bloody Manchester United player?
No.
So welcome to the Celtic Club, dedicated to football legend Wayne Rooney, born in Liverpool but played for Manchester United. Just in case you don't know, we are massive Liverpool supporters, so this is going to be an interesting next hour.
What the is this place? Sitting there, sitting there, I'm out of here.
I can't see you now. Come back. Alan.
Are you enjoying your time in the place?
They celebrate factories.
Sure.
Been to better places. It stinks in here. Fat Shrek.
Al, your reaction?
On our way back to the hotel to collect our luggage, we suddenly noticed all of these police cars and bikes on the one road.
Well, we weren't expecting all of those cars passing through, but just get your one last look behind Times Square right there, because in a moment we'll be getting the subway back along to JFK Airport. One last look there. Now let's get the subway to the airport.
So that was our last sight of the city streets of New York, as our subway to Jamaica Station has just arrived. This will be our last ride on the subway until we get the air train to the airport. Then it was a quick transfer onto the air train, which took us along to JFK Airport Terminal 7.
Best seats in the house on that train just there. We have just arrived at our terminal at New York Airport Terminal 7. Let's make our way through the departures and let's see if we can get on that plane if it doesn't get late.
Crossing the road from the air train rail station, and we're now in JFK Airport Terminal 7. Let's get our bags checked in and we should start heading for our gate. We're back on Aer Lingus again, and we are on EI41 to Manchester, which is expected to leave on time at 7:05. Looking good so far. So here is our scheduled gate for our aircraft, and just before we get on, we decided to do one last game of Uno flipping around New York. After this is finished, we will have our final leaderboard and we'll see who has won overall.
5 plus 10.
She was nearly on Uno, another 10 cards goes right into her own hands.
Killer Milo, isn't it? That's a killer Milo.
Nothing I can do, you win.
And that concludes Uno flipping around New York, and here we have our final leaderboard, and Angie takes home the title with 4 wins.
Lovely few out this window, haven't we? A couple of 777s over there, British Airways and Qatar Airways, but as we know, as we're at the airport, we are coming to the end of what has been a truly brilliant city break. Over the last 4 nights, we've been doing so many stuff. Skyscrapers, going on all the subway trains, all of those major attractions. We've done them all, but it is a shame that we're going back to Manchester tonight. And just before we actually do get on the plane, I thought it would be a good time now to show all of our photos from our New York City break. Stop the music. So we're going to get on the plane now and head back to the UK. So our aircraft back to Manchester is now boarding, so we're now going to head to our aircraft, take our seats and get ready for pushback. Oh, we got blankies on these flights. How lovely, that will help me get some proper good rest on this flight back to Manchester. And that's it. In a moment we will be leaving New York as we'll be flying back to the UK. I know you're upset, but hopefully we'll do another city break at some time in the future. I'm now asking you, where do we think we should go next time for another city break? I would love to see what you guys think down below in the comments section. All that's left for me to say is thanks for joining us on this New York City break, and it looks like we'll get ready to push back and then take off. And how about this for a happy ending? We have pushed back bang on time at 7:05 and we're getting to Manchester in just 6 hours thanks to the wind pushing us forward. Anyways, that is it from New York as we're now entering the runway. It is now time to take off from JFK as we head back to the UK. And we have now taken off from New York's JFK airport. There goes New York in the distance.
And we'll be back next time for another abroad holiday or city break. But for now, we're going to close the blinds and get some rest. Thanks for watching and good night.